Right, let's have a look at this one. Cedar is a good question because it has something to do with the idea of forensics a bit. Are you clear now? Clear? Right, so this question, the big one that you should be paying attention to, let's look at this one. We haven't done this question yet, right? Okay, let's look at this question. Assess the ethical and professional issues raised by the request of your firm to investigate the alleged fraudulent activity. Well, it looks like you've been asked to do a fraud investigation. Explain the matters you should discuss in the meeting with Jack Privet in respect of planning the investigation of alleged fraudulent activity. Evaluate the argument for and against for prohibition of auditors providing non-audit service to audit clients. Okay, so basically there are 6 marks, 18 marks. Now, I'm more worried about, look at the ethical and professional issues. Can you pick up 3 ethical and professional issues for the acceptance, and then look at 3 matters to talk about? At least talk about 4 matters. 4 matters you want to talk to the manager about the whole job. Okay. Have a go first. Let's have a look at this question. Okay, you are audit manager in Cedar & Co. are responsible for the audit of Chestnut Co., a large company which provides IT services to business customers. Finance director has contacted you this morning. Now, you are responsible for the audit. Are you clear now? Okay. I was alerted yesterday to a fraud being conducted by a member of our sales team. It appears that several sales reps have been claiming reimbursement for fictitious travel client entertainment, inflating actual costs incurred. Right, that's a fraud. Specifically, it's alleged that sales rep have been claiming expenses for items as gift and clients which were never actually purchased. That means occurrence was the issue. Bogus transactions. Make a note that it's all bogus transactions. Claim for business class airline ticket, but in reality had purchased economy ticket. Claim for non-existing business mileage and use company credit card to purchase item for personal use. Well, all of this seems to indicate, okay, I'm going to ask you a different angle of the question. Okay, I'm modifying the question a bit because I suspect your examiner will be asking something new for the forensic accounts this time. Okay, let's go one by one, issue by issue. Are you clear on this part? So, one of the things that you might do in a forensic investigation is to provide advice on how to solve the problem. Not about detecting the fraud. Fraud has happened, you know there's a fraud, but you might be called in to advise how to prevent it in the future. So, here is a review of the system and then recommending improvement. Okay, that question hasn't come out yet. If I'm the examiner, that's the question I'm going to give you. Because why? When you see the question, you die. Because you've done all the other forensic question in the pack. And you go like, I know all the forensic question. And then you go in and this is not the forensic question I've done before. And therefore your brain will freeze. Clear, not clear. Got the idea? So this is what might come out this time. Not what is in the question there, it's more like this issue. So now let's go one by one. What are the issues there? So the issue there is sales rep claiming fictitious travel and client entertainment. Okay, specifically, they said specifically. Sales rep claim expense for gift for clients and office. Okay, so how to solve this? Understand what I'm saying there now? You might have to recommend how to solve the problem. That's the answer. Okay, are you clear on what the answer is all about? What this question is all about? This is a slightly different question. All right. Okay. What else can you talk about? The next one is what they said. Gift for clients and office supplies which you never actually purchase. Okay, can you understand this one here? This fraud here? Yes, no? You understand the fraud, right? Yes? How do you stop it? What's the preventative measure now? Yes? Preventative measure? Hello? You know what happened, right? Imagine this is your company. Like. What are you going to do now? Well, office supplies, should it be standardized, centralized? Is it usually centralized in your company? Isn't it? Yes, no? Can I move on? We're doing question number 61, modification of the question. Are you clear not? All right. I will do question 61, but just I want to modify it first. Discuss what might come out. Okay. The next one is what? How to solve this problem? Claim for business class airline ticket, but in reality purchase economy ticket. Good, can make a lot of money. Does that make sense to you? Can?
Same concept of office supplies.
Yes.
It's just you appoint a third party.
Yes.
Vendor.
Yeah. You're trying to like prevent, advise to prevent the fraud, how to reduce the instance of the fraud. Make sense? Usually, you're going to recommend a control, segregation of duty, a specialist to do the job, authorization, yes or no? Okay. Next one. How to do this one? Claim non-existent business. I think you all do this all the time. Correct? Yeah, don't worry. These.
Some of the manager, they only approve those approved tasks.
Yeah, but this one is claim non mileage. So remember, this is the sales department, they will definitely claim mileage, correct? Yes, no. If you deal with sales department, they'll be claiming everything under the sun, correct? How? How? What is that? No, this one is claim non-existent business mileage. No, I don't think that's the way to solve this. This is quite easy to solve. How? Audit firms do it now already. What do? They check what? How they make sure your mileage is reasonable? They use Google Maps. What? Are you okay with this idea there? Can? Next question. Do salespeople get a company credit card? Why would they give a company credit card to a salespeople? Well, salespeople get a company credit card because they're allowed to claim things, yes or not? They spend things for the client and all that, correct? So now, here, what do they say? How to stop this? You think the management can get alerted? Yes. Well, spending limit might be. Recently I was talking to one of my students in KP, and he was telling the company payroll department, okay, not the payroll, the HR department used to spend 40 hours every month to figure out staff medical claims. The medical card, you have the claims and all that. You go to see the doctor and all that. So it'll come at the end of the month. There'll be an information being sent by the card provider, and then you're supposed to match, see which staff is in, not in, and all that. So it's quite a tedious work. So it takes about 40 hours every month. Then the IT department spent some time and created a robot. Guess how long it takes the job now? 4 minutes. 40 hours became 4 minutes. Does that make sense? And the idea here is, if it's going to be 4 minutes and the robot is only working 4 minutes a month, then the robot is kind of relaxing. And therefore, the managers are going like, actually we can use this robot for more things, isn't it? We just have to teach it more things and it'll start doing. So what they've started to do is they started looking for more work to cut and pass to the robot. This is how things start in the accounting department. Are you clear? They will get a robot, they'll find that the robot will do the job so fast, then they'll start like, maybe you don't need to exist. Let's see what you're doing. Scheme all your work. Actually, you don't need to exist. Transfer to the robot, slowly teach the robot, go. Next person, your job also lah. You used to spend 1 month to do the job, the robot is doing it in 25 minutes. That's time, get ready for it. It's happening already. Now, I've already showed you the KPMG Clara video, right? Have I already showed you that video? Well, that video is for forensic also, I clear not, and how things can be done. So, just be aware, technology is very strong and you might have to throw some technologically savvy answer. Okay? Right. Are we okay with this one here? What I was trying to hit on? Yes, no? You may be asked to recommend solution. Okay? How to prevent it. Just read the question carefully, alright? Because that question hasn't come out. I have a feeling it should come out. Okay? Now, let's move on. I'm very worried about the scale of this fraud, as the travel and client entertainment is one of our biggest expense. That says that it's a material item. Are you clear now? Okay. All of the alleged fraudsters have been suspended pending an investigation. We would like your firm to conduct. We will prosecute the employees in an attempt to recoup the losses if evidence showed the fraud was indeed occurred. So they want to know whether the fraud really happened or not. Is it really a fraud? So your firm need to provide expert witness in the event of a court case. Okay. Can we meet tomorrow to discuss the potential assignment? Okay. Now remember, he's called the audit manager to discuss this assignment, which is a forensic job. Does that make sense? Not an audit job. Okay. Chestnut has a small internal audit department. Previous year, evidence obtained by Cedar and Co. as part of the external audit has indicated control environment of the company is generally good. Okay, which means the company can solve it by the control environment. The audit opinion, the financial statement is unmodified. Now, what are the ethical and professional issues faced in this discussion here? Number one, okay, let's look at the issues here. Let's talk about the expert witness. Are you okay the way I'm handling this question? Yes, no? Can, huh? Have I done this question called crocus? No, chat. Question number 89, no, chat. No, right. Okay, never mind. Don't worry, I'll just come to that one later. Because I'm just selecting all the questions that we have to be doing today. Right, are we okay then? This question, it's a bit about the ethics part, but you see, the ethics part can swing into the forensic part. Got it? Now, the next question is, explain matter you should discuss at the meeting with Jack Privet with respect of planning the fraud. So now we're going to talk about what are the matters to talk about. Are you clear or not? Any questions so far? Part B. So if you want to understand this one, you should watch back that Clara video again. That's actually the same thing, sales staff, correct? Doing some fraud. Done. Okay. Part C. Now, explain the arguments in favor. The question asked you is to evaluate arguments for and against prohibition of auditor providing non-audit service. What are arguments against? that covers that forensic question. Other things in forensic that you might get, you got acceptance, you might have procedures. What are the procedures you have to do? Got it? So if I was to say forensic question, just remember, we have procedure questions, you have acceptance question, got it? This question never asks you for procedure, yes or no? Never ask you for procedure. But if I was to ask you procedure, what would you do? Of course, planning is not the answer here. Planning is not the issue here. Here I'm asking you what's the procedure you're going to do to catch the fraud. You understand what's the idea here now? So what would you do? Interview, yeah, some more? Document review, yeah, you're going to be specific on the documents. You're going to review document review for all the documents. There's no sampling here, got it? Clear? Normally, for just remember, procedure for forensic, you just need to know what you're doing. Are you proving existence, occurrence, or are you proving completeness? Does that make sense? Usually it's one of these two: existence, occurrence, or completeness. That means some things are incomplete, that's why you have a fraud. The other one is some things are not real, that's why you have a fraud. Does that make sense? Can I?